Yeah. We're inside today. I've been doing the apple harvest and making, and I'm going to screw this word up, but cordial and apple juice. Try and get us through winter. Yeah, we're kind of, I guess you could say we're kind of homesteaders in the sense of how that goes. But anyways, this is come to my attention. I shouldn't say it's something when I start telling you, you'll be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Labor shortage. What's going on with this labor shortage? Where the hell is everybody out? Because I tell you, this is how it is. They're not on the internet. Servers of gaming is not going down. It is not being overrun by a bunch of people sitting at home on their butts playing games. The servers are fine. And they haven't had an uptick. There isn't like, oh, massive amounts of new accounts. That's not happening either. They're not all on playing. That's not happening either. It's like, oh, okay. The internet isn't having a surge. Where is everybody at? So I noticed a trend that was happening with some of the businesses that are near us. And they're having one pay people a lot more just to get them to come in the door. Now, mind you, the unemployment stuff that went through, you actually have to have a job and then not have it in order to get unemployment. So not everybody and their brother is getting it. Now, the uptick, it's kind of like, it was like one snowball hit and then multiple snowballs are hitting. You're getting a lot more money. So in order to go back to work, you got to be paid a lot more or you're just going to sit there. Okay? So they got offered more money. All these businesses are now giving money left and right to pay these employees that they really cannot afford. Okay? That's your one thing. They cannot afford to pay these people. Because if you noticed, the prices isn't going up enough to cover the amount of money to pay these employees, the amount of money they're getting, like 15 plus an hour. That's insane. There's no way to sustain that in a long term. And I honestly don't know how or what their thought process is going to be. It's like you've reached an equilibrium and you've tipped the scale. Your employees have to be happy to want to work with you for a certain amount, but the increase in wages around for everyone else has to go up enough to pay for the items you're selling and enough to pay the employees. And that's not happened. So there you go. That's your wages. And then you've got companies, I don't know if they don't want to say it. It's weird because I would just be look, I cannot afford to pay all you people. I'm cutting my hours, which I've seen in my little tiny town. That's what they've done. They've shortened their hours. They blame it on like COVID or something, but it's like, that is not what's going on. But you look around and they are finding ways to cut labor. I don't even think Walmart's gone back to 24/7. There may be some areas where it's come back to 24/7, but I don't think they've done the 24/7 everywhere yet. They've had to increase their wages. Everybody's had to increase their wages. So you look at what's coming, and then you think to yourself, so if they can afford to pay these people, hours are getting slashed, they're working with more of a skeleton crew. Oh, but we need people. It's just... yeah, it's not going to last long. It's not going to last long at all. Now, how'd you guys like that false flag in Afghanistan? Wasn't that great? They started out with like the nonsense of like they normally do, getting crowds together to act retarded. And then you get enough people in a panic who rush down there. And then, of course, the people who are opportunistic to come in there and hurt people. And this is what you get. It's like throwing bread at pigeons. Of course the pigeons are coming for the bread, and people are going to get hurt in the process. It's just, it sickens me to no end. Because it's, well, if they're willing to go this far in this, how far are they willing to go? Because we've got the debt ceiling coming up. Well, I shouldn't say coming up. It's here. I I don't know how that's going to play out, because it seems to me like if they're willing to kill people over in another country and our own service members, which in the U.S., for all those who don't live here, that is such a taboo thing to do. You want to talk about making it public so angry that they will rip heads off. That is what you do, is you mess with the military. I can only explain it as in what we did to our service members in Vietnam culturally has changed us for the rest of our natural lives, for this whole country, forever. Our service members, no matter what our government tells them to do, we never take our frustration out on them at all. We will take it out on the government, but we will not take it out on our service members, and they are expected to be treated with the utmost respect. And that's our culture here. So for what happened in Afghanistan is like somebody has lit a match, and you know that bomb is about to blow up because people are so angry, but you have no idea where it's going to come from. So that's your 2 for 1. And by the way, did everybody see David Morgan's tweet? This one is interesting as hell. David Morgan tweets out 10 record high days in August 1929, followed by a crash in 1929 October. 10 record day highs S&P in August 1987, followed by a huge crash October 1987. Well, guess what? A record 10 days for S&P this August. So it's like, what's happening in October? By the way, October, that's coincidentally when we can't pay anybody anymore. That debt ceiling stuff.